We're talking about the Circle City Orchestra with my guest today, Elliott Lentz. Elliott, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am fantastic. Thank you for coming into the show today. I appreciate it.
Very much appreciate you having us.
Yeah, man. Normally I don't have a lot of people in the studio, so this is great. I love this in person. So let's talk about the Circle City Orchestra, the mission, and how long you guys have been in existence.
Sure. Circle City Orchestra has been around for 4 years. We're in our fourth season, so we're a very young, new group. Which is great. There's lots of opportunities. There's lots of new things that we're all working on together. There are growing challenges, but we're going after it, and we're taking each year as it comes and learning new things and just trying out new collaborations, new ideas, and opportunities.
Okay. So I just learned that you are the artistic director and / conductor.
Correct.
So kind of give me your day-to-day, your responsibilities with the organization. Talk about that.
So the organization, especially being new, and they're just looking for a lot of guidance from the musical side, from the artistic side. We've got a great base of people that are on our executive board that help with figuring out ways to get donations and volunteering and all of those behind-the-scenes administrative tasks. So my role really is making sure that the season is programmed through, all 4 or 5 concerts, whatever we have. That includes selecting music, figuring out any type of collaborations that we may be looking at for that season, figuring out how to just help the musical side of things go forward. And that also includes making sure that rehearsal plans are up to date with, this is what we're looking at for this week. Making sure that I communicate with all of our other musicians and making sure that they're aware of what's taking place. We've got a great group of people that we work with. I've got an awesome assistant conductor that I work with, and she's a great role for the group as well. So we're able to kind of tag team a lot of the rehearsal and performances together.
Okay. So I read in your website, inclusive, supportive, and enjoyable performances for audiences and musicians. Elaborate on that a little bit.
Sure. So the whole idea with Circle City Orchestra being created was that we wanted to make sure that there was a group available to anyone and everyone. So we don't hold any auditions. If you're interested in trying it out, you can come for a rehearsal, you can come for a concert cycle, or you can come for a season or more. We don't ask that you pay anything. We don't ask that you commit other than just time to be prepared for, if you're going to be, part of this concert cycle, that you're just ready to rock and roll with your material for rehearsals and come to rehearsal prepared as best as you possibly can. We've got wonderful people in the group ranging from all ages. So, we've got some people that are fresh out of college. We do have some college students that take part in the ensemble as well. We have people that are music teachers in their normal everyday life. We've got people that haven't played their instrument for 20, 25 years, but loved it and wanted to get back into it. So we've got a little bit of everything, which is wonderful. So the whole idea of programming is to try and make sure that the music that we select is appropriate for anybody and everybody. So there's music that we really challenge the ensemble with. So the people that are more experienced maybe have a little bit more of that, like, all right, I can do this and hold on. And then we also try and make it available to people that, if they haven't played in 20, 25 years, they can jump in and feel like there's something for them as well. So it's available to anybody and everybody, and we try to make it inclusive regardless of your background, your beliefs, your interests, and that goes with not just the people in the group, but also making sure that what we choose for repertoire kind of represents our community, our people that are within the orchestra as well.
So you also have that you're a civic-minded. We
try to be civil as well.
Orchestra. So elaborate in detail for our audience that wouldn't know the difference between the civic orchestras and things like that.
Sure. So, when you go see the Indianapolis Symphony Orchestra, they're a major ensemble within our area, and they do incredible things for the community. And so we, as a much smaller organization, try to have that same connection. We rehearse and perform within the downtown area. We're housed right now out of the Athenaeum downtown. We do performances there. This season we've done an upcoming performance here in a few weeks for our people at the Indianapolis Arts Garden. So we just try and really focus on the connection within our local community, to where it is acceptable for, people of all walks of life to be able to go to. We do not charge for our concerts. We obviously offer, if you feel like you're willing to make a donation to the organization, that's wonderful, since we're all volunteers, myself included. And so we just try to make it available to anybody and everybody, even if they couldn't pay, $15 or $20 for a ticket. Hopefully we're providing a really great level of literature for the audience to be able to come and watch whenever and however they can.
Yeah. So talk about preparation for any particular concert or season that you put on. What goes into the detail of that? Because you are volunteers, so how much time can you put into that, and what kind of effort is put into those?
It's a lot. It's a lot of behind the scenes, like with any arts organization. There's a lot of things that people don't see that we have to do as artists and as creatives to be able to prepare for our time in rehearsal, for our time performing, and the audience sees a very small sliver of what time is put in for whoever is in the ensemble. My time, I know that I spend a lot of the summer, since we don't have as busy of a season during the summer. That's my planning time for the season, to figure out what types of music are we going to play. Do we have a theme for the overarching season for each concert, and then music selected based off of that idea or that theme. And then from there, I help distribute parts with the ensemble, and then they do their work. I do my work in preparing my scores for the rehearsals, because the rehearsal time for the conductors is mainly your performance. The performance is the performance for all of the musicians, and that's kind of the way that I view those things. So if I'm not ready for the first rehearsal, nobody's going anywhere, kind of thing. So the idea behind my preparation is just making sure that I know my music well enough to where I can lead a 2-hour rehearsal each week for the ensemble to continue to grow and get better. So after 8-9 rehearsals for that cycle, we're able to do a really great concert for our audience.
So most of the time when you're attending a concert of this nature, we see your back. We don't see your face. We don't see your expressions. We see you delivering information to the band. So from the conductor's perspective, what are you seeing? What are you experiencing? Because everything is to the back of you other than the orchestra. So talk about that from your perspective.
Ideally, complete joy from the musicians. That's my hope. No terror in the eyes, no shaking, no sweating or anything like that. But that's going to take place because it's all live, and we want it to be perfect, and we don't want to make those mistakes. We all make mistakes because we're human. But the idea behind what I'm able to see is really incredible. Even if it's one of those moments of kind of uncertainty or terror or something's happening, my job is to be able to keep everybody calm, collected, and ready to go. So the audience doesn't see my crazy facial expressions, but hopefully the ensemble does, and they feed off of what they see. And then, hopefully they're able to deliver and just keep that excitement alive. I feel like personally I do have a lot of facial expressions that I try to give, because I want to make sure that I feel the music, so the ensemble feels the music and understands, like, this is where we're moving toward. So the audience doesn't see a whole lot from my side, but the ensemble, and that's the main thing I hope that they do, and so the audience can feed off of what they see and how they react to my expressions.
So talk about your background in music. How did you get started? What was your passion to trek to music?
My family on both sides, my mom and my dad's side, are all very musical in their own regard. My mom's family primarily was in the orchestral world and a lot of string playing, choral world as well. My dad has a degree in music education with from the choral side. His sibling and his dad, my grandfather, was a middle school band director and did it for a long time and retired, and was very well known and well loved in the community where I grew up. So it was kind of a natural progression, I guess. But I started playing trumpet when I was just a kid toting around the house because we always had a couple things around here and there.
Okay.
But formally started right before 6th grade. Did the whole, elementary, middle school, high school band thing, and loved all of it, and enjoyed getting a very wide variety with my background of concert band, jazz band, marching band, a little bit of this and that, and really didn't have an opportunity to be in the orchestral setting because of the smaller school where I went. But knowing from my mom's background of being a community orchestra musician, knew about it a little bit and tried to just have some of those opportunities. Went through the college ranks, getting the degree in music education from the Ball State University in Muncie.
Oh, yeah.
And then jumped into the career path of being a band director here in the wonderful state of Indiana. And did that for many years, and then had an opportunity to dabble in both the band and the orchestral world, and then just kind of continued to fall in love with it and teach full-time and get to be able to work with some amazing people with the Circle City Orchestra and a couple other organizations around the state here and there. So
Yeah. How big is the orchestra?
So the CCO usually sits around 50 to 60.
Okay.
The first concert cycle or two, season 1 was sitting around 25, 30. So we've grown significantly in the 4 years, which is wonderful. I think the biggest we've been maybe 65, 70.
Okay.
So every cycle is a little bit different just because, we're all volunteer and everybody's pretty much an adult in their own world. So they've got their own life, they've got families, they've got jobs. So it has a little bit of fluctuation here and there. But for the most part, you can count on 55, 60 people every week for rehearsal and through each concert cycle.
Okay. It's amazing because a lot of times I know if you don't go down the career path of music, you almost feel like if I played in high school and college, it was a hobby and it's hard to get back to it. You build a family, you build a life, you got a job.
Right.
But this to me seems like a really great opportunity for me to pursue other passions that I don't have to do a career at it.
Correct.
And I can get in, meet with some other people who are just as ambitious and excited about playing an instrument. Talk about that environment, the culture of the CCO.
Well, it's really great because everybody has a different walk of life. When you're around the same type of people all the time, it's great, but it's also the same type of people. Right. So being able to talk with, people that are in completely different fields that I have no knowledge about, and they can talk about their love and interests, and I'm happy for them, even though I know nothing about what they're saying. It's a great experience because I learned so much from them. The common thing that we all have in the CCO is we just enjoy making music, and the opportunity for people in various walks of life and careers is that we're all able to do it. Nobody's turned away. Nobody's asked to do something that they're uncomfortable with. If they don't want to play first violin, don't play first violin. If you don't want to play the lead part, don't play the lead part. And so we want to make it a comfortable experience for everybody, but that's kind of the beauty of it being a volunteer ensemble. Everybody's welcome, and sometimes we just say, pick the notes that you like to play and play them the best way you can. And then we just make it as fun as we can. Right.
So kind of talk about your concert repertoire. I know you guys have a concert coming up.
Sure.
So what can people expect from the concert?
So with our mission statement, we try to make it diverse. We try to make it inclusive. Last season, at the end of our season, we did a fantastic collaboration with a wonderful local composers organization called Sound Ecologies. And they're a group of really amazing, talented writers that wrote 4 pieces just for CCO that has never been performed before then, and so we worked with them to be able to give our audience and our players a new perspective, and for the composers to be able to have their music heard. So we just try to make it a wide variety of repertoire, so not just your standard Beethoven, Mozart, Brahms, but bringing in some diverse composers, bringing in some composers that people have never really heard their music, or personally I feel like their music needs to be played more. And so we just try to make that a huge priority as we go forward with all of that. So our repertoire coming up is a little bit of both areas. So we're going to be playing movement from Romeo and Juliet Suite by Sergei Prokofiev. and that's a pretty standard one, and a lot of people will at least recognize the name or the title, maybe not the movement that we're playing, but everybody will probably recognize Romeo and Juliet of some kind. We're doing a little movement from Don Quixote, and that'll kind of feature some of the collaboration that we're doing with our friends over at Ballet Initiative. And then we're going to do a little Mozart just because it's fun and everybody loves a little bit of Mozart. And then our big one for this one is Edward Elgar's Enigma Variations. And this is a really beautiful piece of music that gets played in various ways. A lot of people will definitely recognize the Nimrod movement, but not all the other movements get played as often. So we wanted to try and make sure that people are able to hear that one as well.
So what challenges do you face?
So many. So, with repertoire, it's, are we going to have the instrumentation that we need to cover everything? And sometimes we do, and it's just like this magical gift from the universe. And sometimes it's, okay, we need to reach out to friends, colleagues, acquaintances to see if maybe they'll jump in and play this part or help cover this role. And we've done that, and that's fine. And we've got some really amazing people that are, I'm willing to help out in a pinch. I can't commit my full concert cycle, but I'll jump in for, 2 rehearsals and performance, and I'll be there and ready to rock and roll. That's probably the biggest one. But it's a fun challenge. I think that's the unusual thing about our group is, what are we going to have in terms of availability for this one, and then kind of go from there. So we try to make sure that everybody in the organization knows these are the rehearsal dates, these are performance dates. Just be honest with us what you can do, and then kind of go from there. But
we use music to express, to deliver, and people come to take in. To wash off the day, if it was a bad day or a moment, or it's a way of escape. How does the orchestra use the music and the music they present and the gifts they have in time in that manner?
I think that's perfect. I mean, we all have, daily stress, and the opportunity to share and make music is hopefully not stressful, even though as musicians we're always stressed because we want it to be perfect. But it's hopefully a good stress. We're doing it for a specific reason. We want it to be perfect so the audience has a great experience and can maybe wash away some of those stresses of their day. But I think as musicians and as the orchestra goes, we want to be able to just foster this love of community within the ensemble and the organization, and we want to foster the opportunities for people to grow as musicians and just be able to have this skill that not everybody has as a musician or as a creative, and be able to just continue to have that appreciation and that love, even if you don't do it full time. That's the opportunity to continue playing is great. And so hopefully everybody comes to rehearsal and they feel, all right, let's do this. I can kind of breathe a sigh of relaxing and then just do my thing.
So for musicians who have not picked up their instrument and they hear this interview and think, man, that sounds like something exciting to do, but have a little bit of anticipation, a little fear, it's a new group of people. Will I be judged on my ability to be able to, you know how we are as musicians. We're always sometimes more concerned about the thoughts of others than the reality of what's going on. Speak to that, because I'm sure there are a lot of people who will hear this and have an instrument up in the closet, something in the basement, need to knock the dust off of a little bit. Speak to that and how important their gift is, and not to be stored away.
I mean, exactly. You're 100% right. We try to foster this a very judgment-free zone. Like I said earlier, like pick the note that you like playing, do your best, no judgment whatsoever. If you want to come in for a couple rehearsals and see what it's like, awesome. We've got people from all walks of life. We've got people that are really solid players that do it often, and then we've got other people that just love playing. So it's a very much a judgment-free zone. We just want you to be part of the organization if you're interested in playing. And we have opportunities for people to, connect with some others to help with, a private lesson here or there. And, we just try and foster that atmosphere of like, just come and play. We all love playing. We all love making music. So jump out, push yourself out of your comfort zone a little bit. Come on out to the Athenaeum on Wednesday evenings from 6:30 to 8:30. jump in, let us know how we can help you out. But we'd love to have tons of people that are interested in making music.
Yep. So I know you have a concert coming up, and it's going to be at the Arts Garden. Am I correct?
Correct. Yeah.
But your home is the Athenaeum. So talk about that space. That's a beautiful space.
It is a beautiful space, and they've got a lot of things going on that are wonderful experiences for their venue, and it's a beautiful building. So we're very happy to be able to rehearse there and have our kind of home there. And this season, just because of some collaborations that we're doing and some performance opportunities that kind of conflicted with some schedule things there, we've been able to be welcomed at the Arts Garden.
Okay.
Which is another beautiful venue that is completely different from a normal quote unquote stage auditorium setup. But we're happy to be able to play and rehearse at both places and be part of it.
So as I understand it, you have a pre-concert lecture, and kind of talk about what that consists of. Let's talk about, time, again, location, date, so people can know exactly where to go to experience this wonderful concert.
Our upcoming concert will be on Sunday, February 16th at the Arts Garden downtown that's connected to Circle Center Mall. And the concert usually starts about 4:15. We start with a pre-concert lecture that's always given by the conductors for the group. 10-15 minutes, just kind of giving a little bit of background on the pieces, because a lot of people go to concerts and they might know the composer, they might know a title, they might recognize the piece, but sometimes it's just really helpful to hear more about it. Enigma Variations is a very complex multi-movement variation type of piece, and what is that about? What is that? I don't even know what that means. Kind of explain to the audience a little bit of what they're going to hear, maybe has some facts about it, some history behind it, just so they're able to welcome that music when they're listening back. I understand it a little bit better. That makes a little bit more sense. So we just kind of give a little bit of background on what they're going to hear, so they come in with a little bit more of a perspective on some of the information behind the music. So they don't necessarily need to read through program notes. We give it to them through just through speaking. So this concert, it'll be myself and our assistant conductor Kiki, and then we're also going to be joined on this with a collaboration, like I said earlier, with Ballet Initiative, which is another wonderful local nonprofit organization for interested dancers, and you can check them out on their social media and on their website balletinitiative.org. But they've been awesome to work with and collaborate. This has been a multi-month process to work with them on, and so they're going to be joining us for the Romeo and Juliet, the Don Quixote, and Enigma Variations for dancing along with our music. All their dances they choreograph themselves, and it's going to be a great performance, great show. Again, like I said, no admission fee, no ticket costs or anything like that. We do hope if you feel moved to donate to our organizations, we'd always love that, because that helps us continue to move forward and keep us doing what we're able to do and provide opportunities for our creative beings in both organizations.
And what time is the concert?
4 o'clock will be the pre-concert talk. 4:15 for the actual concert at the Arts Garden.
Okay, and then how can our audience support you? For those that may not be able to attend, how can we support you as well?
So we both have websites. So like I said, balletinitiative.org, circlecityorchestra.org. We're both on social media, on Facebook and Instagram. If you have questions, reach out to anybody on our websites. Send us some DMs through social media. We have donate. I know on our website, circlecityorchestra.org, we have a donate to help with funding, or looking for, if you're interested in doing a corporate sponsorship for a performance or for a season, we have all that information, and you can send us emails and let us know how you would like to help us out as well.
88.7 The Diamond, we're talking about the Circle City Orchestra with my guest today, Elliott. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Kenny. Appreciate you.